earlier people led a nomadic life, and agriculture is one of the greatest, we should say, discovery, or you can also say invention of mankind. Once they started doing agriculture, then people slowly became civilized. Now when we talk about agriculture, then we need to know what exactly comes under agriculture and what are the different practices in agriculture. This chapter deals with crop production and agricultural practices. So as I said, crop. Now let us understand what is crop. When we say crop production, so we need to understand what crop is. Any plant cannot be said a crop. Like suppose you are walking by the side of a road, and by the side of that road you see some plants. So can we call them crop? No. What exactly is crop? Crop is when a same kind of plant is grown at a large scale. We call it crop. जब एक ही तरह के प्लांट को हम एक बड़े से फील्ड में उगाते हैं, लार्ज स्केल में उगाते हैं, तो उस पूरे ग्रुप को हम कहते हैं क्रॉप. जैसे से we say क्रॉप फील्ड. किसका क्रॉप फील्ड? मे बी पैडी फील्ड, राइस उगा हुआ है वहां पर. मे बी मस्टर्ड क्रॉप, सो मस्टर्ड फील्ड. मे बी हमने वीट उगाया है. सो क्रॉप इज when a same variety of plant is grown at a large scale, it is called crop. You will be surprised to know we use this word for animals also. Animal में भी हम ये crop word use कर सकते हैं. जैसे से example poultry farm. Poultry farm में हम hen को domesticate करते हैं, हम hen को rear करते हैं, उनसे हमें product मिलता है, eggs मिलता है, meat मिलता है. So here hen is the crop. Okay, in cattle say domestication, their cattle, say cow or buffaloes, they are the crop. So we are domesticating them in a large scale, so they are the crop there. Okay, so in agriculture we deal with crop production and their management. Now when we talk about crop, what are the types of crop? Now depending upon the yield that we get from them, the things that we get from them, you can categorize crop as say cereals. If you get cereals from them, it's a cereal crop. If you get fruits from them, it's a fruit crop. If you get pulses from them, it's a pulses crop. Like this, depending upon the type of thing we get from them, crop can be divided into this type of categories. Now there is another way in which crop can be categorized, and that is on the basis of season or say the time period during which they are grown. Now we can classify crop into two categories on the basis of the season in which they are grown. They are Kharif crop and Rabi crop. Now let us understand what do we mean by Kharif crop. Kharif crop are those crops which are grown during rainy season, monsoon, बारिश के सीजन में उनको उगाया जाता है. Say in India, generally monsoon it extends from say June to September. Okay, so the crop which are grown between this period, rainy season, that is June to September in India, they are categorized as the Kharif crop. The most common example of Kharif crop is paddy. Then there are some more examples. You can memorize one or two examples. Paddy, say maize, then cotton. These are all Kharif crops. Now let us come to Rabi crop. Rabi crops are those which are sown during winter season, winter. So when we talk about winter in India, it is from say October to February. So those plants, those crops which are sown during winter season are called Rabi crop. Example, say mustard, then wheat, then linseed. All these are Rabi crops. They are grown, they are sown during winter season. As we move on to agricultural practices, there are some basic practices that we follow for crop production. There are a few steps that we need to follow to get our crop develop nicely, get a good yield. Now what are those basic crop production practices? First of all, it is preparation of soil. Even if you are growing something at home, अगर आप घर पे भी कुछ उगा रहे हो, सपोज एक छोटे से गमले में आप कोई प्लांट लगा रहे हो, तो उसमें भी आपको पहले सॉइल को प्रिपेयर करना होता है. So this is the first point, first step of agricultural practice, that is preparation of soil. I'll just note down all the points and then we will discuss one by one. So first it is preparation of soil, then sowing of seeds. जो भी हमें क्रॉप लगाना है हम उसके बीज को उगाते हैं, प्रिपेयर्ड सॉइल में डालते हैं. Then after this we go for irrigation. We water the plants, and after irrigation comes adding manure or fertilizer. So addition of manure or fertilizer, we will discuss what are these. We will discuss all the points in detail. Once we add manure and fertilizer, the next step comes removal of weed, removal of unwanted plants from our crop field. Then after this comes harvesting, and once harvesting is done, we go for storage, transportation, etc. So these are the basic practices, the basic steps followed for crop production. So let us now discuss what is preparation of soil, what all is needed for preparing the soil for crop production. Now you know, soil as such, it's a natural resource. So it may contain some hard pieces, it may contain some stone-like particles, it may be rocky, it may be dry, it may be uneven. So before we sow the seeds, what we need to do is we need to loosen the soil and level it. हम क्या करते हैं, पहले soil को lose करते हैं, खोद देते हैं, ताकि चारों तरफ वो बराबर हो जाए. उस लूजन करते समय अगर वहां कोई बड़े टुकड़े आते हैं, कोई लम्प्स आते हैं, क्रैम्प्स आते हैं, so what we need to do is we need to break them. हम उसको ब्रेक करते हैं, उसको तोड़ते हैं. उसके बाद हम उस पूरे सॉइल को चारों तरफ बराबर लेवल कर लेते हैं. So the first step in crop production is preparation of soil, that is loosening and leveling of soil. Okay, this is loosening and leveling of soil, also called tilling of soil. This is also called tilling of soil. Okay, now how it is done, and before we understand, we need to understand why it is done. इसको करना जरूरी क्यों है? इसको करना जरूरी इसलिए है, number one, it will help us to remove the unwanted big particles. Okay, and we can break them. If not broken, it can be removed. Okay, now the second reason is when we sow the seeds, then the baby plant which will come out of the seed, their roots will need some space to get into it. Roots को अंदर जाने के लिए जगह चाहिए, तो वो roots को अंदर जाने में easy होगा अगर हमारा soil loose है, even है. Third important point is there are many soil microorganisms and insects. Soil में बहुत सारे microorganisms होते हैं जो हमारे लिए useful होते हैं, जो plant को grow करने में मदद करते हैं. If you remember, आपने previous class में पढ़ा है कि there are decomposers which decompose the dead matter and change them into humus. वो soil में humus add करते हैं, तो वो microorganisms को भी soil में respire करना होता है. So the soil friendly microbes need to grow well in the soil to help the farmers grow the crop. And also earthworm, which is a farmer's friend, farmer का बहुत अच्छा दोस्त होता है. वो खुद वहां पर soil को खोदता रहता है और soil में उसके waste products add होते हैं जिससे soil की fertility बढ़ती है. So when we loosen the soil, we do tilling, it makes possible for the earthworm and the microorganisms to survive well and help the farmers grow the crop properly. At the same time, this tilling makes sure that all the nutrients that are present in the soil, the naturally जो nutrient present है, they get mixed up properly. वो अच्छे से soil में mix हो जाए, ऊपर नीचे सारे level पे वो आ जाए. Okay, so these are the basic reasons, the main reasons for which we must loosen the soil. We must make the soil loose and we level it so that our soil becomes ready for sowing. Now, how to do this? Now, when we are doing at a small scale, suppose आप घर में एक गमले में प्लांट लगा रहे हो, तो वो तो हम बहुत easily, कुछ भी आपके घर में छोटा सा चाकू है या एक छोटी सी डंडी से भी हम कर सकते हैं. But in a large crop field, how to do this? For this, we need two things. Number one, I said we are doing two things. No, we are loosening the soil and we are दैट इज वी आर टिलिंग द सॉइल एंड वी आर लेवलिंग द सॉइल। हमें यहाँ 2 काम करना है, पहले उसको लूज करना है, उसकी टिलिंग करनी है, फिर उसकी लेवलिंग करनी है। सो दिस फॉर लूजनिंग द सॉइल वी हैव द प्लो। प्लो आप सब ने सुना होगा, जब भी हम खेती की बात करते हैं तो हमारे दिमाग में सबसे पहले प्लाव आता है। व्हाट इज अ प्लाव? प्लाव इज नथिंग बट हल, जिसको हम हिंदी में हल बोलते हैं। तो प्लाव इज अ हल। तो इस हल से पहले खेत जोतना हम बोलते हैं हिंदी में। वी डू लूजनिंग ऑफ सॉइल। देन आफ्टर दिस देयर इज अ लेवलर, जो प्लाव से भी अटैच होता है, हल में अटैच होता है। आजकल अलग से भी आता है, जब ट्रैक्टर से प्लाविंग की जाती है तो ट्रैक्टर में एक लेवलर भी लगा होता है। तो एक तरफ से वो उसकी लूजनिंग होती रहती है, एक तरफ से उसकी लेवलिंग होती है। So the first step of agricultural practice is preparation of soil. In preparation of soil, we do 2 things. We loosen the soil and we level the soil. For loosening the soil, we use a plow. For leveling the soil, we use a leveler. The next steps will be discussed in upcoming videos. Thank you.
If you like my video, kindly like, share and subscribe.